Good afternoon, Chair. My name is Leison Shamapango, former Director of Engineering CHENGI, currently in Livingston.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Binat Mashapi. I am the Director Engineering for CHENGI Town Council.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, honorable members of this committee. Good afternoon, permanent witnesses. My name is Lawrence Katea, current Director of Finance, CHENGI Town Council.
Good afternoon, Chair. I'm Joseph Chanda, former DF at CHENGI, now at Isoka. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair. My name is Joshua Kakompe, the Director Planning.
Good afternoon, Chair. I'm Vene Milimo, the Internal Auditor.
Thank you. Now we can have the permanent witnesses.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Good afternoon, and good afternoon, CS and your team, and welcome back. My name is Godfrey Daka, Director, Office of the Auditor General, Luapula. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Chishimba Mwewa, Assistant Director in the Office of the Auditor General.
Good afternoon. I'm Lovinda Sinyani from the Planning and Research Department in the Office of the Auditor General. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, CS with your team. My name is Mombasaka from the Ministry of Finance and National Planning, Office of Accountant General.
Good afternoon, Chair and honorable members of Parliament. CHENGI, good afternoon. My name is Jeffan Siambi from the Office of Control of Internal Audit, Ministry of Finance.
Thank you, Chairperson, and good afternoon to you and the honorable members of your committee. CHENGI Town Council, welcome back for your reappearance. I'm Kazinga Kennedy from Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cecilia Lupenga Malunga. I'm Chief Human Resource Officer at Local Government Service Commission. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable member for Kaumbwe. Oh, clerk's office. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Chairperson, and good afternoon to you and our witness. Good afternoon. I am Chidimboi Elijah from the Office of the Clerk of National Assembly, and our witness, you are welcome. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Kaumbwe.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, CHENGI Town Council. I'm Honorable Dr. Aaron Mwanza, Member of Parliament for Kaumbwe constituency in Petaukei District of the Eastern Province. You're welcome. Thank you.
Dundumwezi.
Thank you, Chair. CHENGI, good afternoon. I'm Honorable Dr. Singombe, representing the people of Dundumwezi in Kalamu Southern Province. You're welcome.
Chair, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mulunda Darius, Member of Parliament for Siavunga constituency. Thank you.
Thank you very much. CS, my name is Mishek Mtetwa Nyambose. I'm the Member of Parliament for the good people of Chasefu constituency in eastern part of Zambia, and I'm privileged to chair your committee. CS, you can take us through the queried items.
Thank you, Chair. This is a submission of the memorandum to the Parliamentary Committee on accounts of local authorities for the audit of CHENGI Town Council Constituency Development Fund, as cited in the report of the Auditor General for the financial year ended 31st December 2023, and this is under paragraph 37. The first query is about delayed completion of approved projects. Number 1, construction of 1x3 classroom block at Kalwanga Community School. We go to page 2, Chair. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the observation made by the Office of the Auditor General. Although the reconciled figures on the project ledger show that the payment as at 31st December 2023 was 212,308 kwacha 75 ingwe, and wishes to state that the cause of query was due to failure by the contractor to complete the project within the stipulated contract period. Action taken. Management wishes to report to the committee that the contractor was engaged and the project has since been completed. Remedial measures, management to ensure that community projects are completed within the stated contract period through enhanced project monitoring and supervision routines. This is referred to Appendix 1. Chair, we go to page 3. Sorry, on page 2. The query, completion of an ablution block and installation of water recirculation system at Lunchinda Secondary School. On page 3, cause of query, management acknowledges the observation made by the Office of the Auditor General, although the reconciled figures on the project ledger show that the payment as at 31st December 2023 was new, and the cause of query was non-completion of the project within the stipulated contract period. Action taken, management wishes to report to the committee that it engaged the contractor with regards to the completion of the project and that the project has since been completed. Remedial measures, Chair, management will ensure that projects are completed within the stipulated contract period through strict adherence to the work schedules by intensifying project monitoring and supervision. This is referred to Appendix 2. Another query, completion of an ablution block and installation of water reticulation system at Puta Primary School. We go to page 4, Chair. Cause of query, management acknowledges the observation made by the Office of the Auditor General, although the reconciled figures on the project ledger show that the payment as at 31st December 2023 was 238,297 kwacha 85 ingwe. And Chair, we wish to state that the cause of the query was that the contractor who had abandoned the project for some time without official communication failed to complete the project according to the agreed period in the contract document. Action taken, management had written a letter to the contractor to appear before the procurement committee in order to establish the next course of action with regards to the completion of the project. The contractor has since mobilized on site, Chair, and has committed to complete the project. Remedial measures, management will be conducting due diligence for would-be contractors before the contracts are awarded so that their capacity to undertake construction and completion of the projects is assessed. This is referred to Appendix 3. The next query, Chair, is about the completion of an ablution block and installation of water reticulation system at Nakwisa Community School. We go to page 5, Chair. Cause of query, management acknowledges the observation made by the Office of the Auditor General, although the reconciled figures on the project ledger show that the payment as at 31st December 2023 was 125,985 kwacha 6 ingwe. In this case, Chair, we wish to state that the cause of the query was that the contractor did not adhere to the contract period as stipulated in the contract document. Action taken, management wishes to report to the committee that oral engagements with the contractor were done, and eventually a letter was written to the contractor to appear before the procurement committee in order to establish the next course of action with regards to the completion of the project. Remedial measures, Chair, management will be conducting due diligence for would-be contractors before the contracts are awarded in order to assess their capacity to successfully handle community projects. This is referred to Appendix 4. The next query, Chair, construction of an ablution block and installation of a water reticulation at Injelesani Community School. We move to page 6, Chair. Cause of query, management acknowledges the observation made by the Office of the Auditor General, although the reconciled figures on the project ledger show that the payment as at 31st December 2023 was 126,126 kwacha 13 ingwe, and wishes to state that the cause of query was as a result of the contractor not adhering to the project work schedule, hence could not complete the project in accordance with the contract period as stipulated in the contract document. Action taken. Management wishes to report to the committee that the contractor was engaged and the project has since been completed. Remedial measures. Management will ensure that projects are completed within the given contract period through strict adherence to the work schedules by intensifying project monitoring and supervision. This is referred to Appendix 5. The other query, Chair, is about the construction of an ablution block and installation of a water reticulation system at Njikalilwa Community School. Chair, we go to page 7. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the observation made by the Office of the Auditor General, although the reconciled figures on the project ledger show that the payment as at 31st December 2023 was 198,621 kwacha, and we wish to state that the cause of the query was as a result of the contractor's failure to follow the planned work schedules, hence could not manage to complete the project within the contract period. Action taken. Management wishes to report to the committee that the contractor was engaged to expedite the works and the project has since been completed. Remedial measures. Management to ensure that projects are completed within the given contract period through strict adherence to the work schedules by intensifying project monitoring and supervision. This refers to Appendix 6, Chair. The next query, Chair, is about the completion of 1x3 classroom block and construction of an ablution block and installation of a water reticulation system at Chibabila Primary School. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the observation made by the Office of the Auditor General, although the reconciled figures on the project ledger show that payment as at 31st December 2023 was 325,413 kwacha, and we wish to state that the cause of query was that the contractor did not adhere to the contract document with regards to the completion period of the project. Chair, we move on to page 9. Action taken. Management wishes to report to the committee that the contractor was engaged to complete the project and consequently some progress on the project has been made. Remedial measures. Management will endeavor to undertake due diligence before contracts are awarded to the contractors and ensure that contract management of projects is enhanced through effective project monitoring and supervision. This is referred to Appendix 7, Chair. In conclusion, I wish to assure the committee that the remedial measures submitted in my report as being implemented shall be reinforced. Chair, this report is submitted for your consideration. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Council Secretary, for that presentation. Honorable members, interventions? Dr. Mwanza?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, we have seen that you have made some reconciliations based on payments. Okay, example is page 2. The completion of an ablution block and the installation of water reticulation system at Lunchinda Secondary School. This contract awarded at 518,576, and the completion period was 4 months, ending 7th April 2024. Originally, the original submission was by 31st December 2023, which was basically 24 days upon signing of the contract. The contractor was paid 95% of the contract sum. That amounted to 492,753. In your recent submission, which is on page 3, you have said, which is different from the original submission. You have said that management acknowledges the observation made by the Auditor General, although the reconciled figures on the project ledger show that the payment as at 31st December was nil. So you're disputing that this 492,753 was not paid by 31st December. Fine, we take that. The action taken is that the management wishes to report to the committee that it has engaged the contractor with regards to the completion of the project and that the project has since been completed. So, when you go to Appendix 2, you have given the corrected ledger on the ledger shows on 3rd April 2024, Evans Build Investments received 121,608. That is 4 days before the official completion date. The completion date was 7th April. Then on 1st June 2024, he received 370,753, making it 492,362, which basically the balance on the contract was 26,213 kwacha. This is the most important payment on 1st June 2024. Now, you have indicated that the completion time date was extended to February 2025. So from June 1st, when the contractor received 370,000, that is 95% of the contract sum, he remained with a balance of 26,213. So 95% of the contract sum basically means the project has been completed when you pay 95% of the amount. But the auditors found that by October 2024, on page 2, by October 2024, revealed that though the contractor was still on site and the structure had been roofed, several works remained outstanding, such as electrical installations, floor, wall finishes, painting, decoration, construction of a spoon drain and apron, septic tank, soakaway, borehole drilling, and installation of a water tank. Which means these outstanding works of these mentioned outstanding works, such as septic tank, soakaway, borehole drilling, installation of water tank, by October 2024, but by June you had already finished paying the full contract by up to 95%. My question is, these outstanding works, what was the source of funding to pay for these outstanding works? Or was it that by 1st June you paid in advance these works before they were done?
CS, engineers or anyone, you're a team.
Thank you, Chair. In this case, allow me to invite the former Director Engineering to substantiate on that concern.
Yes.
So, Chair, on the project, I would like to first state that the project had two components, but not in the same contract. So the project had a component of drilling of a borehole, but which was not under this contractor. So we had 8 projects which were water articulation systems with drilling of a borehole, but the drilling of boreholes was bundled together and put in another contract given to a driller. So, Chair, the scope of works did not include the drilling of the borehole. The drilling of the borehole was sitting under another contract under Surujala Investments. So, Chair, the extent of this contract was on the ablution block and the tank stand and the tank itself, which were all supplied and were on site. So what happened, Chair, in the completion of this project, first of all, the contractor Surujala engaged to drill the boreholes. Did not drill the boreholes up until August, October, somewhere there. So these projects remained, the components under these contractors were complete, but without the drilled boreholes. But the materials had been supplied, the tank stands were on site, the pumps, all those were under the care of at the schools where they were located.
The outstanding scope, read it and remove the borehole.
Okay.
Read yourself.
Page 2, which line? Oh. So outstanding scope, Chair, was floor and wall finishes, paintings and decoration of a spoon drain, the apron and septic tank and soakaway.
So those were separate waiting somewhere for the borehole painting?
No, sir.
So what did you say?
Sir, Chair, the painting and decoration was already done at the time of the inspection. I think can be seen from the pictures. Then the pumps and the other the electrical supplies, everything was on site and locked under the school. So no wonder that amount was paid to the contractor, because all the materials were supplied.
So the fittings,
but they couldn't be installed.
The fittings were locked somewhere?
Yes, just
they were not put to the building?
Just the pump and the...
So you would pay, even if they have not fitted?
No, Chair.
That's what you're telling this committee. Can you explain? You are the one talking to us now.
Yes, Chair.
Those things were not fitted. So you felt that even if they are not fitted, as long as you, as a director engineering, you have seen these contractors bought them, or you saw him at a hardware, you assume that those are bought and you pay. Because according to the auditors, when they went to site, they found this building, they had put electrical fittings, all those scopes that are there. And they had an exit meeting with you. They showed you, these are the outstanding works, and you accepted this report. If you had challenged them to say, no, actually this is painted, it could have been dropped. Engineer,
yes,
as we read your reports and analyze them in detail, so you come to tell a story that is going to clear you, but what was obtaining was different. Tell us a story. These are outstanding works. You have removed the borehole. Quite all right, we accept that. It was under some contractor. And that contractor had how many months of a contract? The contract for the boreholes, that they could not be drilled at this time. We want to hear from you, Director Engineering.
On the drilling of the boreholes?
No, everything.
Everything.
We have told you to read the remaining works which were cited as a query by auditors. Read and tell us about those remaining works. Were they done?
Chair, I acknowledge that the remaining works were not done.
So you were trying to mislead this committee?
Yes.
Why do you have that comfort or the courage to come, you come and you want to speak with the vigor when you know that you did wrong things? How do you justify payment of works that are not done? My professional engineer and the council secretary now, who is in Rwano. How, Ngawe, how do you justify paying a contractor who has not finished the works? This is where the issue is. Bwana engineer, then you can share with your council secretary.
Maybe, Chair,
From the what the Director of Engineering has explained is what transpired, Chair. Most of the materials...
What transpired?
In respect to purchase of the remaining materials, those were...
Give the Council Secretary to read the same that you were reading. I want you to read and you start talking to us after reading that. The remaining scope.
Yeah, maybe we can just read through.
Let me just read on his behalf.
Why I wanted him to read? He's trying to justify wrong things.
Chair,
I've not given you chance to respond. I'm in charge here. I will give you a chance. You cannot pay a contractor to do... You see these fittings, eh? We are in light here. The contract is that they should make fittings, put fittings to a building. And those fittings should be done properly and certified by the engineer that these have been done properly. You cannot base your payment on someone who has procured materials, who is not a council employee, who is just a contractor. Then you make a payment. Council Secretary.
Thank you, Chair. I take note of the observation of the committee. Chair, I want to sincerely apologize that I think we rushed into payment. But I also want to indicate to the committee chair that at the time we are making that payment, there remained a balance of 26,000. But I've taken note of what the committee has observed, and I want to sincerely apologize to the House. I thank you, Chair.
Who was the Director of Finance then?
Chair, me.
How were you paying these? And what is your explanation on this 26,000?
Yeah, Chair, we made this payment based on the IPC that was provided, approved, and signed by the engineer.
Where is the IPC? And who is the auditor?
IPC has the payment.
Who was the auditor for? Give us the IPCs. CS, who was the auditor? Who was passing these payments?
Thank you, Chair. I can only ascertain from the IPC to see which particular auditor signed. We had the two auditors, the auditor herself and her assistant. So I'm yet to confirm which particular auditor really signed the IPC.
Are they still in CHENGI?
Yes, Chair. They are.
Why didn't you come with the auditors? Yes.
The assistant internal auditor had a bereavement, but right now we are with the internal auditor, who is just behind me.
What internal auditor? Where are you? Come here. There's a seat here. Yes, internal auditor. Tell us, why were you passing these payments when the works were not completed? What was the basis of certification of the payments, of the IPCs?
Please, Chair, let me have a look at the specific IPC where we paid that amount. Yes, is that okay? Okay.
Do we have it in here?
Yes, Chair.
You know, what is the appendix number?
Appendix 2, Chair.
Appendix 2. This is Evans Build. Which contractor was this? Evans Build. Evans Build. Luchinda is here. 104,000. The total is 104,421. Director, help us to deal with the specifics. This is IPC number what? There is one which is 121,608. This is your document. You should be quicker than us.
Chair, 121 is IPC number 1.
Yes.
Then 370 is IPC number 2.
Where is the 370? I can't see it. Let me check. This one? This is it. This one is blurred. This is the IPC. Let's hear from the internal auditor. You have seen the IPC, they've guided you.
Yes, Chair, I've seen the IPC, as at the time when the payment was passed, was the Assistant Internal Auditor who signed for it. That was on 15th May, before I'd actually reported.
Director of Finance. Tell us something. Why did you pay?
Chair, as I said, this IPC was well approved, signed, then as Finance Department, we were directed to pay.
So it was the Director Engineering who misled you? Who signed on it?
The Director Engineering Chair signed on the IPC. The IPC went to the Council Secretary. He also approved it. And then it came to Finance.
Council Secretary, when you were approving this IPC, did you go to site to see the status of the project?
No, Chair, I did not. The way the IPC is framed, Chair, is in such a manner that it is prepared by Engineering Department. It is checked by the Director of Engineering. It is also checked by the Internal Auditor. These are my eyes on the ground, because these are the officers who regularly go in the field. And based on their recommendations, I approved it and passed it for payment.
Engineer, you are at the center.
Yes, Chair.
Why did you choose to cause the council to make payments for works which were not done? Dr. Mwanza, before you respond.
Give us a BOQ.
Switch off your mic.
Give us a BOQ, because what you have given in this appendix 2, you are saying that you paid for materials on site. Here, there's no proof that you paid for materials on site. You paid for executed works. if you go to construct your so-called BOQ, bill number 1, P&Gs, and then bill number 2, construction of ablution block. You have listed the items, item A to D, 31,298. Item A to F, we want to see these items. Yes, and then the subtotal is 368. Then you go to water reticulation system. It is on page 3 of 1. Item A to F, 52,000 and so on. Variations, no variations as such. So the summary is, then at the end it says value of executed works. So it means these works, Chair, were executed, that have been paid for by 1st June. If he is using the excuse that they paid for materials on site, there could have been that item to say materials on site. So the materials on site, they would have had their own value. In fact, materials on site, it's allowable to pay for materials on site, but you recover from the IPCs that will come later. But here, this is showing that all these works were executed and certified as done according to the specifications. So,
Engineer.
Chair, I would like to acknowledge that we did pay, but the consideration which, like I mentioned, we had made was that the materials, all the materials for the project up to completion were on site. Chair, that was, I think, my oversight, Chair, and I accept the responsibility.
You see, I have a former boss, may he so rest in peace. Is the former Commissioner Mumba, the one who employed me. He used to tell us that society does not sleep. As I conclude, he used to tell us that society does not sleep. We lived with that, and it is what motivates us, that whatever you do in the dark, people will come to know. So you may be in CHENGI doing wrong things. That's why you pleaded when we told you go back. You pleaded that you needed more time so that you go and manufacture information. So you have been moved from CHENGI to Livingstone now. Where you have gone, you are doing the same things. You have no regard for your own country. When you sit in those offices, when you're reporting, you have no regard. The next thing you do is to be promoted or to be transferred to another council. You go and replicate same things that you are doing. It's sad, but it shall not continue. I would like to appeal to you to reflect and introspect. If you have been going away with it, then one day, and that is those days have come. All the projects here are questionable. You were making a very innocent old woman who was a chairperson of the committee, making her sign for payments she didn't understand. Society does not sleep. What you were doing, it happened in Chama some time back. People were arrested. It may take you to be transferred this year, next year. It will catch up with you. You'll be arrested for those things that you are doing in CHENGI. No wonder when we told you, can you bring the signatory? Last year, Mr. Honorable Mulunda, we summoned the CDF committee. They were signing a day before Christmas, signing for checks. That's what is happening in the councils. When we told you to go and bring the CDF chapter, you are the first, and you should know why. Innocent people, you are using them. They may not understand. They depend on you, engineer. And you engineers, you have become now a danger to this whole process. the short works we are seeing. You are professionals, highly trained, but the attitude you are applying when you are in the council is different. When you are in private sector, you are doing something else. Because the monitoring there is critical. But in the council is where you can do something, you go away with it. This is projects management here. That assistant auditor who allowed these payments, we want to know her name.
Chair is a man.
That man, ladies cannot do such bad things. Mostly they are men. I give you an example. We have an auditor in Kafue. She has been a professional. Most of these auditors who are ladies or women, they stand out. Very few of them. This is the experience we are getting. This man has been a chairman of this committee. We even tell you, such a council, there is such an officer. You know that we have ladies. They will stand their ground. Because they are mothers, they fear to be in problems. But it is us. So seriously now, Fongawe, to tell you what you were doing there, if I am going to reveal to you, you'll be shocked. Information is reaching us, and we can tell from this report. Project management, these are monies. What did you want the government to do? To give you money, to administer prudently? It's like you feel you are doing a favor. No wonder projects are not moving. Engineers are like any other professionals. So I can go on and on, but we have tested it. We can review to you all this, what happened and everything. So because of time, Dr. Mwanza, I'm closing on Ngawe. You want the last one? No. Let us close. We started the other day.
It's the same scenario, Chair.
All the contracts.
All the projects.
All the projects.
The water supply systems in the CHENGI, they paid in advance for works that were not done. If you go to page 3, it's the same story. So they paid because they only went to reconcile the dates which the auditor picked to say by 31st December the contractors were paid 80%, above 80%, but they disputed that to say no, by 31st December it wasn't this amount. So when I follow the date of payments for their corrected version, the progress does not match with the outstanding works which the auditors found, the physical works.
So it's what I've said. I have read through. So you were making advance payments, and you are using that old lady, as a CDF committee chairperson to make her sign. That's why even up to now, you are saying that we cannot find her. She's there, but she cannot come and stand here. You were using her, innocent person. So we are going to appeal to we want a special audit, a forensic audit on what these people did. Those who are there in 2023, assistant auditor, the council secretary now, Fongawe, the engineer and everyone. If it means bringing law enforcement agencies while they were making payments for works which were not done, let us move in so that we bring order in the councils. As we meet the commission, we are going to make our personal recommendations so that order retains in the councils. To you who are still there at the CHENGI Council, if you continue with this culture, your time will come. Society does not sleep. We cannot continue to have routine business every year, audit queries. You come here. There is one council, honorable members, Honorable Mrunda. There is one council in Eastern Province. Just to appear, I've got information I've been given, documented, to come and appear, these people, not less than 140,000 on stationery. So for them You can procure stationery for 140,000 plus allowances just to come and appear. It's business. Every year, year in, year out. Mind you, when you look at those figures, it's alarming. Because some of the queries that come here, they can be avoided. But they don't do that. So that next year again, even ourselves, we shall be paid. The Zambian people will be watching. Same things. So we want to bring order. We already have model councils who are doing very well. Those who have been found wanting, CS, the two councils, we are bringing order. We are recommending. We shall cry to our government that these good ones should be promoted. These other ones, let them be out. So that the Zambian people benefit. The government which is giving money, they see the value of that money. So it's not business as usual. So wherever you are, us we shall get you. Because even ourselves, morally, I sit here to review this, to talk with emotions. So what? Tomorrow I want to say, yes, CHENGI Council now is a good council. But if we continue the same tempo, no, we caution them, let's severely caution. Severely caution what? We shall highlight them. So you go back, immunity withdrawn. We wish you well.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much for your
obliged.
appearance.
CHENGI Town Council reappearing before the Committee on Local Government Accounts. We do also expect Mumbwa Town Council to reappear before the same committee, and if time allows, the committee is also expected to receive submissions from Samfya Town Council. But before Samfya, we do expect Mumbwa Town Council to reappear before the Committee on Local Government Accounts, which is considering the report of the Auditor General on the Constituency Development Fund for the financial year ended 31st December 2023. We continue to acknowledge those following the proceedings live on our Facebook page. That's the National Assembly of Zambia. If you haven't yet liked, please, we do encourage you to do so. So right now we go for a break, and I will be back shortly.